killed died in the line of duty. We're also learning that another police officer
Hello and
was
good day,
also shot, injured,
good
critically
evening,
injured
if
at
you
the
want to
hospital.
call
Again,
it.
this is all
My name is
information
Sean
shared to us by the
Mr.
New Jersey
Harry.
State Police Union.
This
Police
is
say
Shoot the
they have the
Breeze.
shooter in custody.
And today we're going to be talking about the Statue of Liberty.
Two officers hit by gunfire, Newark's
Now,
North Ward Friday night, killing
I
one and
looked at
leaving another
something and
critically
I
injured.
researched it
The Essex
a
County
little bit
Prosecutor's Office
about
says
the Statue of
officers
Liberty.
responded to ShotSpotter activity in the area of Broadway and Carteret,
And
where the technology detected as many as 18
I
rounds. It's there where the two officers
kinda-
were shot, prompting an urgent request for
I was
backup.
kind of
One officer was shot in the head and was rushed in critical condition
complex.
to University
Let me
Hospital,
say.
where they later died. The
Because
other
what this
officer
lady
taken
was
to the same
saying
hospital
about the
and is in
Statue of
critical
Liberty,
condition,
I
according to the New Jersey
really,
State Police
I
Union.
didn't know about. Oh, this.
Security guard Randy Mejia
My
said
fiance
he
had to
spotted
go
officers chasing after someone on foot.
did a follow-up checkup on her, so I went with her.
whole street was filled about 20-25
That's what this
patrol
is.
vehicles.
Authorities say a person believed to be the shooter is in custody.
So, yeah.
Meanwhile, ATF
So what
agents
happened was
responded on Grafton Avenue,
she was talking about the Statue of
canvassing for
Liberty,
evidence. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy posting
and
this message
I
to social media.
really
This
was
is a
complex
rapidly
because I
developing
didn't
situation. Please pray for these officers, their families.
I didn't
and
really
our men and
know
women in
about it
uniform who put their
really
lives
good.
on the line to
I
keep
thought
us
that
safe.
it was gifted by the French,
And we have seen FBI
and
personnel,
I thought it
ATF
was
personnel on scene. It's
for
really unclear at this point how
the
long this area along Broadway will remain closed to traffic, but it goes without saying, just a tragic night overall.
I
for
thought
the
it
law
was for
enforcement community
what you call it
here in New Jersey.
for
That's the latest here in Newark. I'm Melissa Colorado. News
America
4 New York. Melissa, we
and
thank you for the
a
breaking
lot of
details.
immigration.
Tonight, we're
But
getting our first look at the man
what
who
she was
police
telling
say
me was
killed his
that it was
ex-girlfriend. It is
but
a gruesome
it
story.
was
Officers say
about
then stuffed her body in a
the
suitcase.
ended
This
of
arrest coming
slavery
just a day
because
after
there
the
were
discovery of her
shackles
remains
on
near a
this
busy road
thing.
in Yonkers. News Force Chris Jose
So
live in the
I
film
didn't
section
really
with
know
us.
that.
There's more
I'm
on
like,
the
wait,
charges against this man, Chris.
shackles
O'Malley, the moment the
for
suspect
Statue of
left the
Liberty?
46th precinct in
Where
handcuffs,
did all
there
this
was
come
a
from?
small
I
crowd
didn't know.
waiting outside. One woman yelling.
So I was like, let me check this out. So I did a little research about the feet at the Statue of Liberty, and real up, there are chains. Yo, there are chains on this. I'm like, yo, let me go with this further. So that's what I did. I went further and dived into it more, and came to find out that it's true. It's really true. And I checked it out.
I would love to have her here with me.
And came to find out that it was kind of kind of true that the Statue of Liberty. I'm trying to look. I'm on my phone looking for
Alcantara's body discovered Thursday morning just off the Sawmill River
the
Parkway in
what you
Yonkers.
call it.
Her remains stuffed in a red suitcase, according to law enforcement sources. She was last seen on the 2200 block
thing
of
I
Morris
was looking
Avenue on
at
Sunday, where she
when it
lived
was
with
talking
Diaz
about it.
and had planned to move out. Her aunt says Alcantara
It
never
was
mentioned an abusive relationship.
She never complained
Cause
about
I was
it.
kind of
She
when
was
she
so
was saying this.
quiet.
I'm trying to
She
figure out
hid
who it
inside.
was.
She was
It was
afraid to say
a
something.
Surveillance video shows
a
Alcantara at the
thing
apartment
on the
building early
podcast.
Sunday morning. Her
This
family
lady
says
was
they
on the
last spoke to her on
podcast,
that same
and she
day
was talking
as she
about
was
this.
getting ready for a church event.
I think it was Joy Reid that was talking about it.
Tonight, white
So right now
released an
I'm
Alcantara's
scrolling
memory,
into
her
it to
family
see
grieving and now planning a funeral.
where it is, so I could give you more information on it.
Helping the family plan a week. Those details still being finalized.
So it was kind of, to me, it was kind of weird
Chris, thank you.
that he talked about how
The
the Statue of
criminal case
Liberty
against Mayor Eric Adams should be permanently dismissed.
is
That is the
was
recommendation of a
point
legal
of
expert appointed by the
attention. So
judge
to
to give an
me,
independent
so I started thinking,
perspective of what should happen next.
was the Statue of Liberty meant for the African slaves or the immigrants? So I did a timeline and everything about it. I didn't write it down, but I talked about it. Put it on a timeline, and the timeline matches up to the end of slavery. Because you gotta understand, immigrants were still coming through. You gotta understand, before the revolution and stuff, people was migrating from other countries from England, Scotland, Port, Italy, and stuff were over here before the statute of limitations was been up. This is like on the 1800s. Now, slavery ended in sometime in the 1800s. The statute of liberty was built during the time of the 1800s, but like a couple of years before. So when immigrants started coming in, the statute of liberty was already up. And the island was built for the immigrants. And the first thing the people saw was the statute of liberty. So they assumed the statute of liberty was meant for
dismiss the case permanently or dismiss without prejudice, which means the Justice Department
that the thing was still going on. So what happened was, once I did everything, got everything looked at, and
the possibility of an appearance that he would be acting in order to stay in the good graces,
looking at it, acting out on it,
and
I said,
interests of his constituents.
I think my personal belief, if y'all want to check it out yourself, Google it and everything. I believe the statute of liberty was meant for
Todd Blanche and Emil
all
the attacked the Southern District, accusing former prosecutors
all the
of weaponization. They pointed to an article written
slaves
by
that were free,
Damian Williams, who brought the charges against Adams.
About
Williams
about what
wrote an
happened
article about the
in
general state of corruption.
because if you do the timeline, it will line up more with the end of slavery than
Attorney Williams. That Williams obviously had political
the flux of immigrants coming from different countries. Because if you think about it, the flux of income from overseas and stuff was a little later after the built up the Statue of Liberty. So you got to think about that for a minute. That like, this sounds plausible. It does sound plausible that the Statue of Liberty was meant for the slaves. So technically, the Statue of Liberty is more for us than anybody else, which is kind of weird if you think about it. Here, we all thought that the Statue of Liberty was of liberty. I don't know if some people knew that or they didn't know, but to me, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
With people's lives, game over.
So,
2 additional SDNY prosecutors who worked the Adams case were placed on leave today. This is the well-respected outside lawyer recommends dropping the case.
So what happened was, here it is. It says, this is from Vote Empower. Empowers. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll put in the thing in here in my comments section.
Cool and clear, and eventually a lot warmer, which I'm excited to see later on. Right, Matt?
Yeah, I'll add one more word. Okay. Next, windy. We've got those strong winds that we finished.
And it was about Joy Reid's talking about
tomorrow. But then, as things calm down, that warm up.
No, not Joy Reid, but Dr. Joy DeGory. Dr. Joy DeGory.
Calmer conditions. That's going to feel really good. But here are the winds tomorrow: 20 to 35 mile an hour gusts. That's going to make it feel quite a bit cooler. We are seeing a bit of a calm patch right now.
And she was talking about how
across the tri-state as clouds build in.
She had a friend that started working
snow out to the west of us that could move through overnight tonight. Reminder, plenty of cold air still around. If we've got snow on the radar, there's the cool down
about the Statue of Liberty. She started working for the historical Statue of Liberty. And that's when I started listening to it. I'm like, that's when I started searching for it.
Certainly, Matt, thank you. Tonight, 4 Columbia University students have been suspended and now restricted from campus. Now, that comes after pro-Palestinian demonstrators took over the Milstein Center at Barnard College for several hours Wednesday. They demanded that the school reinstate students.
So I'm like, oh, wow.
And they claimed administrators, quote, sabotaged negotiations and locked down campus last week. Columbia says it will swiftly work through the discipline process. Amid the ongoing unrest and concerns about anti-Semitism on the Columbia campus, the Trump administration is slashing the university's federal funding by $400 million. As News 4's Chris Glorioso reports, the government is already warning that more cuts could be coming.
We shouldn't be paying for heat on a college campus. And if Columbia is not getting the message, then action like this, action like cutting the funding, may get through.
Gerard Felitti of the Lawfare Project applauding the Trump administration for its decision to revoke hundreds of millions of dollars in Columbia University.
I put the link down so anybody want to look. I put it in the chat so anybody want to look it up there. So I was looking at it and I checked it out. So I'm gonna go back and check it out again. And I'm gonna put what's at the feet.
Then you're getting to the anti-Semitism that causes harm.
Friday, newly confirmed Education Secretary Linda McMahon issued a statement saying since October 7th, Jewish students have faced relentless violence, intimidation, and anti-Semitic harassment on their campuses. Today, we demonstrate to Columbia and other universities that we will not tolerate their appalling inaction any longer.
The Trump administration doesn't have the right.
Free speech advocates swiftly denounced the yanking of federal funds, saying financial penalties amount to an unconstitutional violation of the First Amendment.
The administration cannot
at the feet of the, because you
for a
us,
variety of things
if we look at the Statue of Liberty, you can't see it. But if you had like a drone that looks up above, you can see at the foot, at the you can't really see it, but you see chains underneath the robe, and you can see the chains poking out of a broken chain. The chains was supposed to be something that the Statue of Liberty is supposed to be holding, not that big old plaque. It was the chains that she were holding.
I feel that Jewish students have been hurt as well as non-Jewish students.
What was said that the person that created the Statue of Liberty, America didn't want Statue of Liberty holding chains because they didn't want the looks like I don't know, it didn't want them to hold chains because for some apparent reason. I think it's because they didn't want to acknowledge that slavery was being done there. So what the man did was he put the
an autopsy shows 65-year-old Betty Arakawa
he
died of a rare infection
redid the
spread by
statue,
rodents.
the real thing of the Statue of Liberty,
Who was 95 years old,
and now she's holding a plaque in her
in that same house of heart failure and Alzheimer's.
left hand and holding a torch in her
I
right.
can tell you that he was in an advanced state of Alzheimer's, and it's quite
If
possible that
she-
he was not aware that she was deceased.
If she
Officials laid out a
didn't,
timeline saying the last known sighting and communication from Arakawa
if she
was
didn't,
February
if he,
11th.
if the
She was
person,
running
I
errands,
forgot the
picking up
man
groceries,
who
and apparently dog food before she returned home.
who
Then was not
designed the
heard from
Statue
after that.
Statue of
Police
Liberty.
believe Hackman was likely in the home for
Let me
days.
check that
His
out.
pacemaker showed his last activity a week after his wife's death.
The
The
person
necropsy being performed on the
who
dog who died in its crate.
Still ahead for us at 11. A 4-year-old called to 911. The reason he asked police to arrest his
um Frederick
A roadway
Augustine
argument escalating
Bartholdi
to more violence.
and
One driver
Richard
armed with a
Morris
bat,
Hunt
the other a
were
flashlight.
the architects of the Statue of Liberty. Now, the Statue of Liberty was supposed to hold chains, but she wasn't. She's holding the plaque. So you gotta think about this for a minute. If she was holding the chain, it would show that the Statue of Liberty was meant for the end of slavery. Because when you now, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm on my phone while I'm talking to y'all. I'm gonna do this.
We're lucky they live nearby. This week,
When-
we're going to Ellis Island. My parents came from Romania after World War II. My grandmother survived Auschwitz. Most of the family didn't make it. Jacqueline and I think it's so important for our kids to know why we're Americans. And as governor, I'll make sure our state government doesn't forget either. Everyone in New Jersey just wants a fair shot.
Your transformation awaits at the Lincoln Spring Sales Event. Lease a 2024 Lincoln Corsair SUV with 0
Now,
0 to assignment and your first month's
I'm doing Google. Library's closed, but I could go to like the library tomorrow and do all this. I'm not gonna do that, but Google is a good source if you need to look up things up. Now, slavery was abolished by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, which has ratified on December 6, 1865. Now, remember that year, December 6, 1865. That's when slavery was supposed to have ended completely. There was no more slavery. 1865. Okay?
For the first time ever.
So, let me see. Slavery passed the 13th Amendment in 1864. Slavery. Okay, what I'm reading is explanation. The House of Representatives passed the 13th Amendment January 31st, 1965. The Senate passed the 13th Amendment in 1964. And then the amendment was ratified by requiring 3/4 of the state on December 6, 1965. Okay, like I said, 1965.
Colorado explains tonight it did not involve another car.
So remember, 1965.
Caught on dash cam, the moment an
Now, let's look this up.
goes flying straight into the windshield of a car crossing the Verrazano Bridge on a windy Wednesday afternoon.
I had a glimpse of it on the side of my eye.
The driver
Now,
who
it
managed
says-
to keep his composure and avoid colliding with another car despite having a shattered
Remember,
windshield. is
slavery
given death
was
of
abolished in
somehow dead, and all three
1965.
passengers were unharmed.
The Statue of Liberty was constructed in 1867. Now, 1865, 1866. So you're thinking about 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. 11 years. Okay, it took 11 years. 11 years for the statue. So now, remember, 1965, 1865 to 1865 to 1867. 1865, slavery ended. 1867, the Statue of Liberty was built, was constructed.
Anything that you have,
Construction has started.
just rolling around the car, strap it down, make sure it's tied, and have it, make sure it's protected.
Now it says so. It says the Statue of Liberty was sculpted in France between 1875 and 1884 on the dedication of the United States, October 28, 1868. It was sculpted. So it was sculpted and was constructed in 1860. Constructed there and started in 1867. So
we are getting ready for what's been a relatively quiet weekend in the weather department. We will take that after what's been a pretty busy week with the winds.
So when it was completed, so I'm gonna write down.
Let's get what Natalie was most excited about. Let's just get right to the warm up because we'll get past the weekend to the good stuff. Starting on Monday, we are
was completed.
Look a lot more like mid to late April. Reminder, we're still technically in winter at this point.
1866. So now let's check this out.
Numbers like this up around 60. It's about 15.
It was constructed. They saying that it was completed in 1886. So 1867, 1860.
Also bringing a little bit of snow.
It was completed in 1866. I should have been writing all this down, so I don't have to go back and do all this. But everything's in my history, so I'm good. Want me to go back? I can go back and check it out. Now let's think about it. 1886. 1886 was the completion of the Statue of Liberty. That means now we're doing all that.
Exactly where this front sets up. If it's farther north, we should be in good shape
now,
next week.
Let's look at this.
Farther south, we could see those 50s and 40s return.
The influx.
Right now, we're at 45 degrees. Look at those winds finally calming down after what has felt like an entire week of windy weather. We're at 45 in the city, 30s out west, and there is the snow starting to edge into our picture. But as it tries to drive to the east, falls apart. Maybe something in western New Jersey, Hunterdon, Warren County could see a flurry or a sprinkle overnight tonight, but by tomorrow morning, it's just clouds, and then those shake away through the afternoon. We'll get some sunshine warming up for the second half of the day. We start in the 30s, wind chills in the 20s early. It is a cold and windy day all the way through, so never quite feels as warm as that 46. And then tomorrow night, of course, we spring forward. Sunrise goes until 7:16 and sunset nearly 7 o'clock. And we're going to get some nice days to get out there and enjoy that afternoon and early evening sunlight.
From 1840 to last until 1889, with the second wave of immigrants in 1965. The second wave. So let's look at this for a minute. This like this. It's kind of weird. It sounds kind of bonkers, but let's look at it like this. From the end of slavery to the end of to the destruction of the Statue of Liberty, to the completion of the Statue of Liberty. And the influx of you can see that it a little bit coincides, but the true influx into the 1900s. So that means that the influx didn't start to the 1900s of immigrants. This is like it will go during like World War I, World War II, because World War I, World War II didn't start to the 1900s. So that means that the Statue of Liberty been up then was being built. So more or less, the Statue of Liberty was really meant for the African American state. In other words, it's meant for us, not the immigration part, but meant for the ending of slavery. That was the gift from France, because you gotta understand, France and the other kingdoms overseas stopped their slavery thing a little bit, I believe a little bit earlier, because they wouldn't give us a gift like that if we were still doing slavery. They wouldn't have given us something like that. When they found out that the slavery was ended, it was gifted to us. The Statue of Liberty, they made a sculpture of Statue of Liberty with the broken chains and stuff of slavery was broken. No more slavery. But America didn't want the Statue of Liberty holding chains in her left hand, but they got her holding a plaque, and underneath her robe you see pieces of the chain that's broken at her feet. That means that she's supposed to hold the chain, and I think there's something in the. I haven't been Statue of Liberty in a very long time, but there's supposed to be like a museum or something with the I think how the Statue of Liberty supposed to look like, and what was supposed to be in the Statue of Liberty's hand and everything before the switch up and everything. I don't know if that's true or not. Y'all gotta go to the Statue of Liberty and find out for yourselves. But my opinion, all you think you gotta do.
Law enforcement officers are calling a road rage incident near Tampa, Florida. We don't know what happened before the camera started recording, but it shows a man in the car on the right firing a flare gun at another man who had reached inside the car. The man on the outside then starts beating the car with a baseball bat. According to investigators, the man with the bat was the primary aggressor, and he now faces a number of criminal charges, including aggravated assault.
If that was the case, that means that the Statue of Liberty was meant for the show the end of slavery at that time. At that time. So the Statue of Liberty is really meant for us, our ancestors and forefathers. You believe that? All you gotta do is Google it. It don't take time. See how long it took me to find all that information? Google it. Go to the library, get the books. See if I'm telling you, making up a lie, making up a truth. That's all you need to do.
Good. I understand. You know,
That's all you need to do. Just look it up. It's best if you do that.
Closed captioning provided by Toyota. Let's go places.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
That's all you have to do. Just
Hey, Harry, let's do this.
Hey, you ready? Yeah. Guys.
All right.
Lease a new 2025 Tundra with up to 437 horsepower for just $499 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Grand Highlander with an adult-sized third row for just $519 a month.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota, let's go places.
Bob, what's your secret? How can we offer this nationally recognized mattress for such a low price every day?
Easy. Our consumer reports.
I mean, it's easy to
right here in
do.
the States using quality materials like high-density memory foam, gel cooling layers, and an individually wrapped coil system backed by an 18-year warranty. Then we buy in bulk to pass on the savings. Sealing the deal with the Bob Look.
The what?
I'll take it.
Oh, I was just...
On New York Live, cake in a jar, Dominican style. We've got the scoop on a local business bringing joy with every bite. Plus why the morning shed has become an unlikely TikTok beauty trend. And from the new Suits LA, Brian Greenberg stops by. On New York Live at 11:30. We will see you then.
A cancer diagnosis changes everything.
So does where you go for treatment.
Where other cancer centers offer radiation, at Hackensack Meridian John Theurer Cancer Center, we're utilizing the world's most advanced precision radiotherapy that can pinpoint and destroy your cancer. Some perform clinical trials, but we have one of the nation's most rapidly growing drug discovery programs.
Providing hope with the medicine of tomorrow.
New Jersey.
I mean, that's all you need to do.
No big deal.
Just check it out. See if it's true or not.
Seasons change.
There's no reason for y'all not to look it up. I did.
HVAC tune-up deal to help prevent costly breakdowns and ensure
That's all you need to do. Look it up, see if it's true or not, and call it a day.
Exceptional service guarantee to give you peace of mind and keep your family comfortable all year long. Call 844-668-7555 to schedule your appointment with
I mean,
the pros at AJ Perry.
it's not gonna hurt nobody. Well, I know it's gonna hurt some people. I probably might get a lot of backlash and a lot of what are you talking about? Well, like I said, it was just a curiosity thing when she was talking about it. Check it out, see if it's true or not, and if do your thing. Like I said, I put the YouTube channel on my thing. All I do is check it out. See if it's true or not. It doesn't. To me, I kind of believe it.
The Knicks say their all-star point guard will miss
I
at least
kind of
the
believe
next
it.
2 weeks with a right ankle sprain.
I believe that
last night.
the
On the surface, that
sexual
seems like
religion was
bad
back for
news, but here's where the
the
Knicks pulled some
representation
hope. X-rays were
of
negative,
that,
a miracle considering
the
how
end
many
of slavery for the African
he
slaves. So,
had
other
in the moment
words,
last night.
really
And
meant
while we don't know the
for
grade of the
us.
sprain, the team's plan is to sit Brunson and then update his status. In
Which
approximately
if you think so,
in the
really makes
meantime, the Knicks
sense.
without Jalen Brunson will be an experiment to see just what
Giving
else
us
they've
a
got.
gift
Deuce McBride gets the starting nod.
that
Josh
shows
Hart and
us
Joe
that
Bridges, each with 9 points early in the second quarter. The Knicks and
we
Clippers locked in a tight one right now.
was coming a long
In
way.
the second
I mean,
round in LA.
even though
The
slavery
Yankees
ended,
could sure use some, because these
Reconstruction,
injury
the
reports,
Ku Klux
they're not
Klan
delivering any updates.
formation,
Tonight, we've got
the
some
lynching of
very
black
potentially
people for
troubled
every
news.
other
MLB Network is
thing
reporting Ace
for
Garrett Cole is
stupidity
undergoing
reasons,
testing
because they ain't
on
want
his
us to be
right
free
elbow.
to
That's
anything
his
like
throwing
that.
elbow.
I mean, come on now.
Keep our eyes on that.
It's
Like with Carlos Stanton,
kind of really
he needs a
ridiculous if
third
you think
round
about
of
it.
PRP injections for his
So,
elbows. Stanton at least rejoined the team
if
in Tampa. He was sitting in the
people
dugout watching
really,
this one tonight. And we did see some positive energy to build on. Austin Wells adjusting to life in the
if
leadoff
people
spot this
really
spring.
wanted to,
Launching the game's first run out to right. Wells
to
super
me,
free
I say it like that.
against
I've
the
been saying this
Blue
for a
Jays.
long
Cody
time.
Bellinger's turn. Getting a
If
taste
people
of why
didn't want
his
us to
swing
be
should play
free,
well in the Bronx. That is up and
why
very much
bring us
out.
over here
Yankees
from
top
our place
Toronto
of
in a walk-off
where we were
8-7
at
the final.
over
Mets
here
losing to the Nats tonight.
and have ports alongside
While connecting
different
the Aaron Rodgers
countries
to the Giants dots, there is one less landing spot for the
to come to the
future
U.S. to
former
be
Jets
slaves.
quarterback.
And then when
The
shit hits the
Raiders want
fan,
another former Jet, reportedly trading for Geno Smith. He
the
transformed himself into a
plantation
two-time Pro Bowl
owners
QB in
went
5 years
nuts.
with the Seahawks. Well, now the
You gotta
34-year-old
remember,
Geno Smith reunites with head coach Pete Carroll. This
before
time in
the
Vegas,
slavery,
Seattle pivots, and as they pivot, the
white,
ripples of this deal could be felt all the way back here in
the
Florida
English,
and East Rutherford.
the
NHL's trade
English
deadline is history
settlers
tonight, and with it, Rob
were doing their
Nelson,
own
Islanders
farming,
tenure too.
their
He
own
joined Colorado
sharecropping,
today.
their own
Devils
picking up
making
cotton and
tweaks,
stuff
but
like that.
frankly, they needed more with Jack Hughes
Once they
out for
started
the
making
season.
money
Playoffs
and making
looming.
money, they didn't want to do it no more. So they trying to find free
Big
labor.
deal
I don't know if they was
in the
trying to
second.
get
Tonight in Newark, Winnipeg was just too much for
the
the
indigenous
Dads on the
people
ice. Jets scored
or
first
the
3
American
goals and showed why
Indians
they are among the best
to do the
teams in
work
hockey.
for
Josh
them,
Morrissey scored the game's second on
and
power play.
and the
Winnipeg
Indians
tacked
wasn't happening. They
3
said,
more
"Oh
on in the
hell
third,
no, leave
including
us
Kyle
alone.
Connor's
We'll leave
33rd
you
goal
alone."
of the season. The moral of this story, the Jets
And
crushed
then
the
they
Devils
say, "Okay, let's
6-1.
find something. Let's go to Africa, get some black people." Cause you gotta understand, Africa is a country, and there's different countries within Africa. Okay, it's a country. It's a country within a country. Put it like that. Like America is a country where we have states, not countries, but states. United. That's why I call it the United States. All the states are united under one flag. Africa is a huge continent, so it have different countries. Now, if they said that if the country were called states, and Africa had one person controlling everything in Africa, I think it wouldn't work that way because people will rebel. So there's different countries in Africa and different people. It's not everybody's not the same. Just like there's not like in the in Asia, there's different types of Asian people. You got Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, Koreans, Vietnamese. Everybody's different, including in the different people in, believe it or not, UK, Scotland. These are different people. These same people, but they're different. Polish, they're different. Afghani, Pakistani, Iraqi. These are all Middle Eastern people, but they're all the same, but different. Same thing with Spanish. You got Greek, you got the Greek, Italian, Spanish. Believe it or not, Greeks and Italian are so like Spanish. Don't take my word for it. Just look it up. But I'm thinking because everybody's connected in one way or another. Spanish-speaking countries, you got Spanish-speaking countries, like South America, the different South American countries, but they're all under Spanish or Latino, something like that. Under the Spanish thing, they only like a Spanish. They all Spanish. Even though they speak differently, they act differently. They're basically all the same. Because I can tell you like this. How can I say it?
All right, thank you.
I remember there was a documentary about where everybody came from. I forgot the name of the I forgot the name of the thing. But it was called Where We Came. I think it was called Where We Came From. It was a documentary about how you could see where everybody came from and where's like the focal point of where everybody generated from. And believe it or not, Everybody around the world. Everybody around the world. Started in Africa. Remember, at one time, all the continents, if you look at all the continents, especially Africa and South America, they look like a big big puzzle piece. They were all connected in one massive landmass. Earthquakes, tectonic plates. It's separated. Now, check this out. Once people started, when people were migrating from one place to another, people were left on different countries. People traveled. When we had the Ice Age, people traveled up north for food, traveled west, east, and when the Ice Age ended and the continents shifted, and people were gone, people were on their own continents. Thus, you got the different people on different continents. But the thing, they travel from one place to another. That's why you got all these different
Trump addressed all the major conflicts affecting this country.
different
U.S. versus Canada,
people on this planet. It was all people from different walks of life, but because you could tell what I'm talking about, because if you listen to, okay, let's take South America for instance. If you take Peruvians, Brazilians, Venezuelans, Chileans, Argentinians, they all sound different. Their language is different, but it sounds like they could relate to one another in some way, in different ways. A better example is Jamaica and Haiti. That's the biggest point, because Jamaicans speak a broken English. If you listen to them, and you talk to somebody from England, their dialect is almost the same. The pattern is almost the same. It's just that the English is more of a broken down English, whereas Haitian people, we call it Creole, but it's another form of French speaking. It's a broken French, because even some of the common words in French, Haitians use it in their Creole. Oui means yes in both language. If you don't believe me, talk to a Haitian person and talk to a person from France, a French person. Ask them what oui means. It's gonna tell them yes. Yes. So you can tell that the French word was in the slave trade, just like the English was in the slave trade, but they ended theirs earlier than we did. We were still going on for a certain amount of time. Another group of people you could really tell are the same but different is the Asians. The Asian people. The Japanese, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, the Taiwanese. I forgot whoever else. I think there's 4 or 5 different types. But if you see how they write their words, it's almost similar to each one another. Even though Mandarin. But check this out. If somebody's talking Chinese and someone talking Japanese, they wouldn't understand each other a little. They won't understand each other a little because it's 2 different things. That's like Spanish. A Puerto Rican person probably not even gonna really understand a Dominican, even though they speak the same language. certain words in Dominican and in Spanish are going to be different. Just like certain words in Japanese Chinese is going to be different. Some of the words are going to be the same, but it'll sound different. Same thing in English and Jamaican. Things going to be. We talk matter of fact, we talk English, but our English is more of a broken down English. Believe it or not, we speak a broken down English. If you think about it, it's called English, but it's more of a broken down version of what England talk. If you think about England, it's more of a proper English. We talk our broken down part of English. If you believe it or not, it's the truth. Well, that's what I want to talk about for 40 minutes now, 41 minutes about Statue of Liberty and a breakdown of that. Like I said, my belief that the Statue of Liberty was meant for African American slaves. France showing us that we got out of the slave trade and ended it, so they gifted us the Statue of Liberty to show solidarity and liberty for everybody in the United States. And though they say talk about liberty and freedom and stuff like that, it's really meant for showing us the breaking down the ending of slavery. Like I said, Google it, go to the library, check it out, and stuff like that. See for yourself. So, anybody would like to send me a question or ask me a question about what we just talked about? Because when I go on the recap, I'm probably on Facebook or on TikTok. More or less, I'll probably go on TikTok. More or less, I'll go on Facebook. So I don't know yet. For the recap, I'm gonna do a 30-minute recap today or 15 minutes. If I do a 30-minute, I'll do a 30 minutes. If I don't, just do 15 minutes. But yeah. So anybody got anything to say about what I talked about today? The lines are open. Just send me a
Get 2 unlimited mobile lines for only $45
a call.
Compare us to the competitors, and it's a no-brainer. Save up
I mean, yo,
$20 a year. Defy expectations.
it's kind of bug, bro. Think about it.
Sign up today. Opt in to Optimal Mobile now.
Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to talk about.
Call 877-6-OPTIMAL. Visit optimum.com/.
I'm gonna have a new hairstyle. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I will show you afterwards. So first of all, let me do this.
You never saw this coming.
Compelling news stories.
The storage unit was filled with cocaine. The situation that she put.
See all this here? Now I'm gonna style it up a little bit. I want to do something with it. I want to style it up. So give me a question what y'all want me to do with this hair. If I'm probably go on Facebook.
Getting cancer is terrifying. I was overwhelmed and desperate for information.
Let's see what y'all say.
Fortunately, my oncologist.
I'm gonna put a poll down. What name some hairstyles I could do
cancer experts 24/7. I get
with the thing with my hair.
Tools to manage my care and symptoms. People going through the exact same
I
thing.
probably might regret it, but probably not.
Free for patients. Go to outcomesforme.com to download your free app now.
A story unlike anything I've ever heard before.
Weekends this month.
Yeah, so it's like I'm having a lot of fun talking. Kids are asleep. Kids are asleep. I got 16 minutes to go before the end. Hey, pretty kitty. My cat.
What's gonna happen next?
Only on Oxygen True Crime.
My cat. Play with my cat.
Trying to connect with the mother of one of his children.
walking around here, acting like she don't want to be around here.
Tips have gone cold with no new leads and tons of other cases.
Come here, pretty kitty.
Police
Come
have
here,
scaled
pretty
back
kitty.
surveillance on all of Andre's girlfriend's homes. And just now,
Yes,
Andre Nevison
my cat.
at Lawrence in Flatlands Grove.
Say hello, Ghost.
You get a call
Hi.
that Andre jumped.
She looking like, she's like, man, if you don't put me down, I swear to God, I'm gonna scratch you in your face.
Brother overheard the conversation.
That's what she does. This is how she's looking too. Look at her. She's looking like that too. Look at her. Like, this is embarrassing. I'm a cat, not a social icon. Put me down.
Andre's already killed twice and has been convicted of attempted murder.
He's very finicky. She is very finicky and don't like to be picked up a lot. But that's my little pretty kitty. How I got the cat, you wouldn't believe it if I told you. How I got Ghost. Put her down. She wants to be put down. Okay, this happened around
All of this. We have 25, 30 guys locked down
2000, no, 2014. Yeah, 2014, because my oldest daughter wasn't born to 2015.
For the NYPD, it's
Was
beginning to
kind of
feel like
what was kind of strange.
but the U.S. Marshal Manny Fury.
But anyway, it happened the summer of 2014. My fiance was pregnant with our first daughter,
You have to cut off everything.
and it was real hot. Had the fan on, had the windows open, let some of the air come in. Now I have a backyard. People, I was inside doing something. I was just like in the house. I got off of work. I did a double.
Incident with the ex-girlfriend.
I was tired, I was fatigued, and I was hungry. So I got me something to eat. I ate it. All of a sudden, this cat jumped into my window. We lived on the first floor, so we ain't got no guards. We were on the first floor, but we had a screen. We had no screen either. So the cat jumped into our window.
Well, transit team searched the subways.
Cat jumped into our window.
Detectives turned a sharp report.
I threw the cat back out the window. Like I said, we were on the first floor, so I didn't get tossed. I just took her and just dropped her onto the floor. She jumped back into the window. She jumped back into the window. And at the time, I have a real, like a ladder, because I used to do a lot of stuff. She jumped back into the window and went behind the first deep freezer I had. Behind and got on that. When I tried to get, I'm like, what? I was about to knock the little kitten now. I was about to knock her in the mouth. So no, I gotta get this cat out of here. So I put a piece of chicken and French fries. What I did was I took the chicken, I placed it on the top of the deep freezer. She got up, got it, grabbed her up, took her through the front door, outside, and plopped her in the thing. Told her goodbye. We ain't want no pets. So what happened was, I don't know how she found out, how she did it. She came back through the window again. Now I should have closed it, but it was too hot, so we need the air. And we didn't have no ACs and no thing at the time. She came back into the window. I'm like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? What's going on here? So, excuse me. I can't find the thing. I'm not leaking everything. So I'm like, what the hell? So what I did was, I called my mom and said, Mom, I got a situation here. She said, what's the situation? I got a cat. Where you get the cat? It jumped into my window. She said, what? Yeah, the cat jumped into the window. The cat jumped into the window, Mom. So, well, I don't know what to do. I threw it out 2-3 times already. So my mother said, well, just buy some food, give us a place to sleep, and call it a day. I'm like, oh, God, jeez. All right, Mom. Click. So what I did was I went to this. There was a store, a pet store. I think around where I lived at. I went and got some cat food, some soap for the cat, like shampoo for the cat, because I didn't know where he was gonna wash the cat. A bowl, like for water and for food. Left it there. And called Kelly, say, hello, Kay? Yeah. Sorry to tell you what, we got a cat. What? We got a cat. I threw the cat out 3 times and it kept coming back. So we got a cat. She said, okay. She came and saw the cat, like, oh my God, we got a cat. Mm-hmm. So what happened was, we took the cat to the vet, got it checked out and everything. So they said that her birthday was like June 6th. I think it's like 6 years old. So, she was like a few months old and stuff like that. So yeah, so we just got the cat. We called it Ghost, but she gave it a whole new name. Ghost Harriet Erivo. I said, just call it Ghost. Why you gotta give it a middle name and last name for it? It's a cat. So I'm like, all right. So we got a cat.
This is a hot flash.
It's finicky. It likes to play. I cut the nails. I like to scratch me all the time. We said that it was a gift from her late uncle to give her something to remember him by. And there it goes. It's a cat. Ghost. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so that's how we got that cat. It wouldn't leave. Keep hydrated. Oh yeah, this is my new water bottle, people. I don't got the pink one no more. I gave it back to my fiance. So this is mine now.
Don't use Veosa if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take SIG1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about hormone-free Veosa. You could save on Veosa. Visit saveonveosa.com to learn more. Before you go to extremes to fix sagging and wrinkles with expensive injections, try this Olay Regenerate. Olay boosts skin cell regeneration.
Yeah, so you got about 7 minutes. So anybody like to say anything? Want to know more about what I talked about today? Everything. I mean, you got 7 minutes to blow up some steam. But like I said, I hope we blow up. I'm hoping people will start coming to my live streams and checking me out. I know it's a process, but if people do it,
a once daily extended release TB treatment for adults.
it will be very.
Austedo XR significantly reduced Dan's TB movements. Some people saw a response as early as 2 weeks. With Austedo XR, Dan can stay on his mental health meds. Cool hair.
Austedo XR can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions, and symptoms of Huntington's disease. Pay close attention to your doctor.
Okay, I'm just seeing where everything goes.
Don't take if you have liver problems, are taking Lisergine, tetrabenazine, or valbenazine.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, Anybody got anything to say? Got anything you want to talk about? We could.
Ask your doctor for Austedo XR.
On the fall of 2018.
Yeah, so
It's been on the run for 16 years.
so what do y'all want to talk about? What y'all want to know? Yeah, but like I said, Shoot the Breeze is a place for men. Right now, it's just me. This is one way for me to vent and stuff. I don't got really nothing to vent about. But, I have my pet peeves, but they minuscule, so nothing, not worth mentioning. But this is a place for guys who just want to decompress. They just want to talk about anything, everything. Like go to like Friday, go to the barbershop. You want to sit down and chat and just talk to the boys, see how everybody doing, going this way, that way, see what's going on, talk about your life, somebody else's life, how this person is doing, how that person is doing, give money advice, things like that. That's what Shoot the Breeze is about. Just for us guys, just to decompress. Just talk about anything and everything. Just have fun. Just be ourselves. We don't need to have a whole lot.
When they called, and I picked up the phone, and they said, person said,
I have people talk about, so what you gonna do for like special days? I say I have a Ventful Friday where I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let people vent and what they want to vent about their day, about their week, about the month, or how the year's going on. People just come here to vent. That's what Ventful Friday is. I'm trying to get my fiance to have the kids come on, have a little kid day. They talk about themselves and stuff like that, something nice. I probably might do that early in the morning, or in the afternoon, where the kids just talk about themselves, talk about anything and everything.
And she's like, the time I was arrested. This little girl had no idea.
Just talk about themselves and how they days are going and stuff. But yeah, we got 2 more minutes. 2 minutes and 42 seconds. So anybody want to come on, want to talk about anything? Like I said, subscribe to my channel, Mr. Hurry. I'm gonna start posting things during the week about topics or what we're gonna do that day. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna start creating shorts, doing a lot of shorts to see how it is, just to show everybody.
Was justice served? Not for me. I think he's
just how everybody doing for the day and stuff like that.
Outside living a life while his victims did.
I mean, it's kind of fun doing this. And if this thing goes up like I hope it does, that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. I'm not looking to be the biggest thing out there. All I'm trying to do just have some fun, kicking it. I wish we could play music. We can't, because they said that it's copywriting. How can you copyright if you listening to music? If I could talk to the YouTube company and talk to them and say, listen, people like to put on their music. Like to play music in the background. So really nice. So why can't we just do that? We're not copyrighting them. We just listening to music. That's it.
Justice was technically served because I'm gonna go to jail for basically the rest of his natural life, but that doesn't give me mom back.
I mean, it'd be good. 52 seconds, and the bell's gonna go off, and I'm gonna sign off. And I'm gonna do the recap. So, like I said, anybody got something to talk about for the next 30-something seconds? I'm all ears. Anybody?
Here, you gotta get up. Come on. You know, I've done something else.
19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, people, that's it for today. My name is John Hurry for Shoot the Breeze. Thank you for listening, and thank you for hanging out with me today. See y'all next week, Friday at 11 p.m. Hopefully, if I'm not that busy. And remember, stay safe, have fun out there, and remember, John shot second. Peace.